A week ago this field was still covered in snow. But now the snow has melted almost overnight and everything has turned brown. There are deer moving across the fields again, and as you can see, Relly is very excited about it. Honestly, I think we are both going through a bit of a seasonal shift. After months of preparing for my exhibition and installing the show, I've been slowly coming down from that intensive creative pace. So lately I've been allowing myself to slow down and give my mind a bit of a break before entering the studio. It always takes such a long time for me to bounce back from any changes in my schedule. So I have been taking it easy, lowering my standards and just focused on getting through these days. But there has been one thing that has been keeping me grounded. I've always been someone who gets really excited about things, and when I get excited, I tend to go all in. I've actually loved tinkering with plants since I was about 13, but for some reason I never really invested in them properly before. But this year I kind of went a little bit nuts. Today I'm finally putting together a proper plant shelf. I really love doing things with my hands, moving and organizing, just letting my mind wander. Early spring reveals all the dust, old patterns, and the parts of our old lives that aren't serving us anymore. And it feels pretty good to have a fresh start. For some reason I've actually always loved assembling furniture, because there is something really satisfying about it. The instructions are clear and the pieces fit together, at least most of the time, and you can see the progress as you go. There is something about that kind of clarity that really calms my mind. By the time you are watching this, I have quit my job. I wish I could say I'm a full-time artist now, but that's not really the case. Instead, I'm stepping down on my career to make more space for art and creativity. It wasn't really an easy decision to make, to give up on a stable income and go back to retail. And I don't even know if I have a job after my 6-month contract is done. But I just really didn't have any other choice. Some things are more important than money. So I have decided to create a life that feels authentic to me. And it means I needed to give up a good job that kept following me home, took away my sleep and made me really anxious and stressed out. If you have been in that kind of situation, you know why I left. I was stretching myself too thin and I was becoming quite unhappy. So right now I'm in the middle of a change, going back to my previous job and building new dreams for the future. And what would be a better way to celebrate this change than to start a new series of artworks? I was never really satisfied with this piece and I wanted to give it another shot. So I decided to cover some parts of it with gesso and see where it goes. I'm not too precious with my old artworks. If the artwork doesn't find a home and I'm not attached to it, I just reuse the same canvas. To be honest, it felt like a relief to cover these heavy parts that were really bothering me. Since I still had some leftover gesso, I kept going. I can feel the season is shifting towards spring, and it has such different energy and color palette. These layers are just not speaking to me any longer. I also found this 7-year-old experiment, and I want to repurpose that for something else. I don't have the energy to start anything large and time-consuming today, but I've wanted to come back to my small collage artworks for a while now. I want to create a larger collection of these little fellows, and I'd love to exhibit them independently at some point. These are like fragmented memories, pieces from different seasons. Sometimes these little bits and pieces collide months later as I keep returning to them. I'm trying to capture how these 4 unique seasons feel like, and how all of these little shifts in between create interesting contradictions. Right now my body is stuck between winter and spring, tired from all of this darkness and restless for the new upcoming growth. And it is really strange how these two energies collide. It is like going from hibernation mode to full speed in just few weeks, and it always feels really difficult to keep up with that change. But maybe we don't have to keep up. Maybe we just need to surrender ourselves to this stream of changes and swim along with it. We can't control everything in our lives, but we can make choices that support the life that we are trying to build. Right now I'm learning to let go of other people's expectations. And it also means I need to make mistakes and grow, and it is not going to be easy. But the first time in my life, I trust that I'll figure it out, that everything is going to be okay. But for now, I think I'll be obsessing about plans for a while. Good things take time, and I'm in no hurry. Take care, my friend, and I'll see you next time.